The adoptive mother of an 11-year-old girl from Spring Valley pleaded not guilty to murder and torture charges just hours ago in court. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Jesse Pagan in for Marcella Lee. The adoptive grandparents are also charged in the death of Aarabella McCormack. As CBS 8's David Goffredson reports, Arabella's adoptive father committed suicide the same day the girl died in the hospital.
Ring doorbell video captured fire engines and ambulances responding at 2 a.m. on August 30th to the McCormack family's home on Lakeview Drive in Spring Valley. The original call was for a girl choking.
7 gallons of 14 medics to be determined choking, 3375 Lakeview Drive.
11-year-old Aarabella McCormack died later at the hospital. Child Welfare Services determined she died of abuse and neglect, allegedly at the hands of her adoptive parents and grandparents. Aarabella and her two younger sisters were adopted in 2019 by Leticia and Brian McCormack, who had been fostering the children since 2017. Leticia volunteered at the Rock Church. Brian was a Border Patrol agent. He committed suicide by shooting himself in the head inside his pickup truck as he arrived home and found sheriff deputies at his house. Neighbors recorded this cell phone video.
Couldn't help but think that if the little girl was dead and the adoptive father killed himself, there had to be a reason. So it's not hard to think that he had something to do with her death.
One neighbor recalled the adoptive mother about a year ago telling her she was having trouble raising the kids.
The little girls had issues with temper tantrums and bad behavior, and she asked me if I ever heard them screaming, and I said no.
Wednesday in El Cajon court, the adoptive mother, Leticia McCormack, and her father, Stanley Tom, pleaded not guilty to murder, torture, and child abuse charges. The adoptive grandmother, Adella Tom, also pleaded not guilty to torture and child abuse charges. Outside court, the 11-year-old's biological mother, Toriana Flory, exploded in anger.
When she passed away, she was not healthy. She had multiple fractures that were healing. And she was very malnourished. She was very sick.
Flory had her children taken away and placed in foster care with the McCormacks in 2017. She said there had been several complaints of abuse against the adoptive family.
I pray Leticia and her parents rot in that prison. I do. Because what they did to my children, they tortured these children.
If convicted on all counts, the defendants face life in prison. They'll be back in court next week. At the El Cajon Courthouse, David Goffredson, CBS 8.